Welcome back to Green and Gorgeous, and thank you all so much for being here. Tonight, we're going to be talking all things Packers, including the Packers family night from this last week, the new Hall of Fame inductee, and we're going to preview our first preseason game. And also this week, Tori, Emily, and I are going to be answering some questions live for you guys, so make sure if you have those, you drop them down here for us. Tori, Emily, how's everyone going?
Good. It's almost Friday, so ready for the weekend soon. Some football starts tomorrow.
Yep, same. Can't wait for that preseason game. Very excited.
Me too. I think that it's going to be interesting, especially the way that we ended our season last year. Obviously starters aren't playing, so it's really not going to matter, but it does matter because we're hurt still.
Yeah. Can we say that it's ironic that we ended the season against the 49ers and we're starting our season again against the 49ers?
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's ironic. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? I'm still hurt from it last season.
Yeah, I feel like I'll never get over San Francisco, and they have just been our kryptonite throughout this whole thing, and it's getting really irritating at this point.
Yeah, same. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be hard because obviously backup players are going to be playing, so we'll see how the rest of the team can go.
I don't know. I think that, we're going to see Jordan Love obviously playing in preseason and see how he does. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see because, a lot of people are talking about whether he's actually the future or not. And then everybody talking about, oh, we should have just traded him or things like that. So I'm kind of honestly hoping that he just shuts everyone up.
Yeah. Do y'all have issues with Rodgers not playing in preseason, or how do y'all feel about that?
It is what it is. He's such a veteran. He's came out before doing the same thing, not playing in preseason, and it ended up being fine. Obviously, happened last year. He still got MVP. So I'm not super upset about it. I understand we don't want him to get hurt. He is very critical to our team. So it is what it is. And like Haley's saying, I am very interested to see how Love does in these almost game-like situations.
For sure. So obviously we've kind of started, touching back on previous games with the 49ers. So Tori, I know that you kind of wanted to start off on a brighter note than what we started the show on tonight.
Let's go back to 2021 season when we're playing the 49ers. Week 3, much better result, obviously, than the last one. We get up 17 unanswered points, which was fantastic. We were looking hot and amazing. 49ers ended up coming back in the second half, catching up, ended up actually taking the lead with about 2:36-ish left in the game. And we went down the field. We did what we needed to do. Rodgers to Adams, of course, gets down. Crosby kicks and makes the game winner. And that was one of my favorite games of the year. You just saw all the passion in Rodgers' eyes when he's jumping on that field. It was really honestly amazing. It was a great moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. So Tori started us off on the brighter side here. So I think Emily and I are going to be more of being the negative Nancy's tonight, if you will.
Bring us back to reality, girls.
Yes, exactly. Obviously Mason Crosby, special teams. It is what it is. There's a lot to talk about there. We've got a new coach, and we'll touch on that later. But Emily, do you want to go ahead and touch on the what took us out of the championship there last year?
Yeah, I mean, and I think, to Tori's point, watching us play against the 49ers, I mean, it was one of the, besides Arizona, I would say probably one of the most thrilling games of the season. I mean, just the way that we got it together at the end. And listening to Roger talk on the podcast last week about how when he was recollecting that moment of just knowing that he had Mason Crosby and was just going to, kick us the game-winning field goal. And I'm like, you had that feeling then, but what happened later on in the season? And now going back to the divisional game, I mean, defense was lights out. I don't think I've ever seen in all my years of playing watching Packers, like never seen our defense just absolutely stay in control like that. So I think it falls on Rodgers not being able to do anything, and our special teams. Obviously, special teams was just the bane of our existence last season.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, a couple things to know on that game. So I knew that we were going to lose before the game even started because I personally am a very superstitious fan. I do not watch Packers games unless I am in my home, normally by myself. Obviously, I have a boyfriend that is going to watch football with me now, which is fine, whatever, as long as we're in my home. And then also, if I do leave my house to watch a Packers game, it has to be a Lambeau. Mm-hmm. I do not go to bars to watch Packers games. I do not go to friends' houses to watch Packers games. I do not go to families' houses to watch Packers games. So I actually had a work dinner, like my boss got COVID, so it was rescheduled to this particular day. And I was like, I'm not going to make it because the Packers are playing. This is a huge game. We're going to lose if I go. And he was like, really, Haley, you have to be like that. So I was like, whatever, fine. Maybe I am being crazy. So we went, and I was like, I'm telling you all right now, the Packers are going to lose. This is going to be horrible. And then they did. And I was like, that's it. I can never, ever, ever leave my house to watch a Packers game again. So, that being said, I know that we touched on my expectations and what I want to see from Jordan Love. I am just tired of Packers fans wanting him to fail. Like this, even though, you guys love Aaron Rodgers, we all need to be realistic. He is not going to be our quarterback forever, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, we've all said we've been spoiled as Packers fans. We went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and then now we have Jordan Love, and I think people are still pissed off about the pick. Get over it. It's been 3 years. Like, we're done.
Move on.
At this point, like, I'm ready to see Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers has been working with him, as we've seen, and I'm excited to see what Jordan Love does. Is Jordan Love the answer? I think they asked that last night on Lombardi's Bar, and short answer was no. But I don't know. I really hope that I honestly feel bad for Jordan Love and the things that Packers fans say about him because it's not his fault.
Yeah.
So I hope he goes out there and proves everybody wrong.
And we should be rooting for his success. I mean, I can't ever imagine rooting for the downfall of my own team. It just takes a cruel person to do that. So, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if he's the answer, but I for sure hope he is. Absolutely.
Todd shamelessly plugging himself as the producer. Everybody, just so you all know, Todd is behind scenes right now. So he just shamelessly plugged himself, which is fine because I love him. Lombardi's Bar. It's what got me started here. So I would be nothing without them, but that's the last nice thing I will say. Anyway. So another thing, like I said, a couple things to note about that game. Davante Adams is gone, obviously.
Yeah.
So, people say that special teams was the only problem in that game, but let's be honest, they weren't. Aaron Rodgers made multiple throws to Davante Adams and always was forcing the ball to him. So I'm curious to see, is he going to use all of his weapons now that he doesn't have a solid wide receiver one to, always just want to throw the ball to? So it makes me wonder, are we going to, obviously it was sad to see Davante Adams go, but at the same time, like, are we going to see better playing from Aaron Rodgers because he's not going to be forcing it to one person all the time?
I'm definitely one who thinks that Devontae Adams may actually end up making Aaron Rodgers a better quarterback for this season because he will spread the ball out more. He's going to have to. He has no other choice. So I think that this could be good for him. We've done well without Devontae Adams in the past.
Arizona.
Yes, like we've came through. We've gotten the wins. So as long as we can make that a whole season-long thing, I think it'll be all right. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has made nobody names into these big names all of a sudden, and then we see them go somewhere, and then all of a sudden they cannot perform the same way.
Oh, we have a laundry list of those, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So I'm confident in this season, even with what we do have, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes, and I like what Andy just said in the comments here. Nothing more dangerous than Rodgers with something to prove.
Absolutely. I remember when we saw Love get drafted, and my friends were obviously texting me because they had to check on me. And I had my friend, and he said, I really do think that this will light a fire underneath Rodgers' ass, and he is going to go out and get MVP. And look at us now.
Yeah.
Back to back.
I think he's always played with a chip on his shoulder, and I think that's why he's been so successful, because he does have something to prove. I mean, to not, play for a, small community college and then get, walk-on offer to a small, still a smaller school, not any of the big name state schools, and then to be drafted to be backup for Brett Favre for a couple of years. I mean, he's always had something to prove. So I think this year is just another one. I would love nothing more to have back-to-back MVPs. Absolutely love it.
3-time champ. We'll see. I don't know if we can get that lucky, but that would be awesome. That would be amazing.
I mean, I will take a Super Bowl win over an MVP,
absolutely.
though. I won't be upset.
I just want to feel something again.
I think we've all been saying that for a couple years now because they've had us stressed out. So hopefully
I do not understand how people have gone with me growing up and they have asked me, am I actually a Packers fan, or are you just riding the bandwagon? Do you know the stress this team has caused me? I would not be staying with this team to break my heart year after year if I did not love them.
I feel like we're starting to sound like Cowboy fans saying, this is our year. This is our year.
Oh man, I just went to get dinner and I'm obviously wearing a Packers shirt. The guy was like, oh, are you a big Packers fan? I was like, yes, actually, I'm getting ready to do my podcast. And he was like, ew. I was like, what are you, like a Bears or a Cowboys fan? He was like, I'm a Cowboys fan. I was like,
disgusting.
Checks out. So how do you enjoy our old coach? Because it doesn't seem like he's doing you very well. Anyways, let's get back on topic here.
We don't want to say and trash on him for another hour.
No, I mean, we could. If you guys wanted to, we can just completely get rid of all of our plans for the night and just trash on McCoy.
Hey, we got a whole week to do that in actual season, though. So
yeah, let us know in the comments if you want us to.
Right. Okay, so let's bring it back to family night. Did you guys watch it? What were you guys' thoughts?
I was able to watch a little bit of it. One of our persons I follow on Twitter, was live streaming it, so I was able to join in on that, and it was good. It definitely, got me excited, got me hyped. I even tweeted out, "There's nothing more than I wish than being able to live in Green Bay." I mean, just seeing all the stuff for training camp and just the amount of people that were there for practice just blew my mind, and it was kind of cool to be able to get an outsider perspective, or I guess an insider perspective, because I follow kind of ton of the wives and girlfriends that play for the Packers, and seeing all their pictures for family night and just the fireworks, and that to me just made it feel even more special. And I even saw a couple of tweets with Aaron Rodgers taking pictures with team members' families afterwards, and I'm like, I don't ever remember seeing that in previous years. I think he really is solid, all in, and just wants nothing but the best for this team. So that was my takeaway from it. Enjoyed watching the players, but just a little bit something different that I enjoyed.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things, my fiance Jared was actually saying, he texted me because I was away at the time and he was watching it as a Chiefs fan. He's like, for a scrimmage, this is loud. There are so many people that go out to this game, and it's amazing. But So yeah, I was unable to watch the whole thing. I was watching some of like the highlights and stuff. So one of the things I like seeing is Jones and Dillon on the field at the same time. I feel like that's something we're going to be seeing a lot this season with our wide receivers that we have and not knowing what they can do yet. So using Dillon as a blocker, I think, has been a great idea for Jones. Dillon is obviously a bulldozer and will just like run through these guys. He can hold his own. So I really think that's going to be a good move, and we should use that in the season and see how it pays off.
I definitely agree with that. I'm in 2 fantasy leagues this year. Actually, one is a dynasty league, so you keep your team for the whole time. So mostly you're going for younger players. But I was talking to some people, and I'm like, AJ Dillon, you're gonna want him. You are going to want him because he is, we don't have Devontae Adams. I feel like we're definitely going to be running the ball more. And AJ Dillon, like Tori said, he's a bulldozer. Like this man's legs are bigger than my whole body. Like it's insane.
Those legs, man, they are amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciation for his legs.
Every time I see a picture of his legs, I'm like, this can't be real. I don't know. And then like I totally off topic and slightly inappropriate. Anyway, so I saw his pictures that he tweeted. He just got married, right? His wife is tiny.
Yeah, she's like, gorgeous though.
She is gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, though, but like his quads are thicker than she is altogether.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. I was like, oh my goodness, his legs are huge and she is tiny.
Do we have a measurement of them? Like, can someone just take a measuring tape and just do a little rough around?
The measuring tape, it doesn't exist. It's too big. It would run out of room. Right.
It would break immediately.
Bring out the yardstick.
Yeah, no, I love watching that man run through guys, and like he gave me some like throwback feels to early Eddie Lacy. Like he would run and like keep running through people when they hit him, and that's like what I like to see. Like that's good football.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love seeing the two of them on the field together. It makes for a good team. But last year I actually ended up with both of them on my fantasy league, and everybody was like, why, how, what are you doing? And I'm like, you just gotta, know the players. I love taking all Packer players on my team, except for when the bye week comes. I'm scrambling to get 10 points.
I cannot put Packer players on my fantasy teams because I feel like I will jinx them, and I will not do that. Real football over fantasy football every year.
Oh, absolutely. I love coming in last with all my Packer players.
So what we're saying is we now know Tori's superstition. We know Haley's superstition. Emily, what is yours?
So last year I actually had the 2020 divisional championship shirt, and I wore it not the first week. The first week I actually wore Z Smith jersey, which I think that's what made us lose. Just throwing that out there. But then the next game I wore it, and the next game I wore it, and every single time I wore it, we won. Until we went to Kansas, and I actually wore it underneath my jersey. But I wore the Tori jersey for that game, so I blamed it on that one. And then in the divisional game, I actually wore the shirt with the Tori jersey on it over it again, and that's why we lost. So this year, I'm looking for a new shirt to wear for game times. I'm trying a couple out, but that's my superstition. Absolutely.
So basically, we both blame ourselves for the loss. Like. It was both of our faults. And you know what? It's funny. I also never wear a jersey on game day. Like
really?
Every time I do. Okay, well, I was also wearing my Jair Alexander jersey when we lost the NFC game. And so it was like I left my house and I wore a jersey. Like
done. Just done.
What were you expecting to happen? Anyway,
I have actually asked Haley to watch a game with me, and she has refused because of this superstition. She's like, I'm going to actually have to pass because, and listed all her superstitions. A little salty about it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. I watch all the games over here at my parents' house and love watching with my dad. He's, biggest Packer fan that there is. And last year when we actually played against the Bengals, they did a family game day, and I was like, I'm gonna watch the Packers. But I watched that game by myself, and I think that's one of the worst games to watch by yourself. Absolutely. The stress from the kickers, just
In reference, Jacob, to your comment, yes, cutest kid in the world besides
Her kid is so cute, and like I hate kids.
we just need a fourth camera for
She
him.
does.
I really think they are little crotch goblins, but her kid is pretty damn cute.
She did today. She was like, ew, keep kids away from me. I'm like, gross.
Can we get him on next week for hot takes?
Oh, Kingston will give you any hot take you could possibly want, and he's going to keep it very real. So if you guys are ready for hot takes and the hot truth, we'll be here.
We might be like, that's enough. That's enough.
Oh my gosh, he's brutal. Sometimes he's just like, this is way off topic again. But anyway, sometimes he's just like, I don't like you. I'm like,
Oh my God.
okay. Sometimes I don't like you either. I knew that was coming again.
I was ready for it.
I know, me too. I'm like, as soon as I say this. Anyways, maybe I should be a guest on brand and off topic, because clearly I'm very good at this off topic thing. But let's get back on track here. Let's talk about the new Hall of Famer that we have from the Packers.
Heck yeah.
Yes. Very exciting.
Yes, Tori, I think, start us off with some history.
So I wanted to kind of dive deep onto Leroy Butler, and obviously what has made him so famous with the Packers is starting the Lambeau Leap. So Leroy Butler is now the 28th Packer that has entered the Hall of Fame, which is really awesome.
Wow.
And when I was watching him talk about that Lambeau Leap, the very first one, he mentioned how it was a very spontaneous act. He's a defensive player, so he doesn't go out and practice that like offensive players might to celebrate. So he's like, I don't know what did it. I just ran to the stands, jumped in. He was talking about how he was so worried about getting fined, because this is like during a time where they were not allowing any fun. And so he was worried about being fined, and like the fans were like raving about like, oh my God, what are we going to name this? Like, we need to find something. And so actually it ended up being Robert Brooks, the wide receiver, that ended up trademarking the name, the Lambeau Leap. Since he is on offense, he could do it more often. And so like the fans fell in love with that. And one of my favorite things he said is that the Lambeau Leap kind of felt like it was a way for the players to thank their fans, which they can't do enough. And I was like, yeah, that really pulled on the heartstrings. And like, I love it because it is iconic, and you can tell it's iconic when other places and players try to match that, and it's never the same.
Annoying. I was reading about it too, and just on some history of it, and I think they even said like Detroit nicknamed it the Lions Leap, and it's kind of like, but I think the worst part about it is when players from other teams come and score a touchdown, try to find that little pack of fans and jump into them, and my favorite part is when our fans are just like, get out of here. Yeah.
Oh,
get out
I
of
hate
here.
that so much. I don't know why that irritates me so much, but I mean, they're doing it, just to be petty, and I don't like it. Like, this is a tradition. I don't know. Like I've stated before, I don't like that people, they make fun of Lambeau and stuff like that, and I'm just like, this place is so historic, and that's how I feel about everything. And everything has a tradition. Everything is a tradition, and so I don't like when, other people try to do that. And
we just live in their heads rent free. Honestly,
yeah.
It was for me when obviously we know the Packers wear the cheese hats. Like, right, I had one when I was a kid, and so for me, it's like, when I started seeing Chicago make hats that were cheese graters, I'm like, you really don't like us that much that you're gonna do that? Like,
it's annoying. And I mean, speaking of which, I think we need to touch on that. It is the Packers' birthday today, so happy birthday to
Happy
Packers. Take a shot
How
for them.
special it is that we get to be live tonight on the Packers'
I
birthday.
know. Happy birthday! I'm gonna save y'all from singing because.
Yeah, please. Let's not sing. I will not be singing. I will not be singing with you. You'll be on your own.
But I think you're right. I mean, 103 years, so I can do math, of traditions, and just because we start them, I know they're great, but find your own traditions. Find something else to do. Don't try to steal our stuff.
I stay with cake in case anyone was wondering. I've got a dump trunk. Oh, so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, yes, Tori gave us a little, history there about Leroy Butler and how he ended up being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I think that, I was so nervous for him this year. I was like, is he going to get it? And I would just remember like always getting on there, making sure I voted and doing all the things to make sure that he would, because I was like, he has to. But can we please talk about how Brett Favre was not there? Okay.
Yes.
Very, very interesting since he was the one to announce.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if maybe because all the limelight with the issues that are going down with the place in Missouri, like with the welfare issues and everything, all the controversies, maybe his lawyer was just like, stay out of the public eye. We don't need that. You don't need that. But I think it's very disrespectful. I mean, I think like Favre wouldn't have had one of his Super Bowls if it wasn't for Mr. Butler. So
he probably had a Copper Fit commercial to record. So it's
Wranglers jeans.
So I wondered, because obviously Brett Favre has been very controversial since basically he hasn't been a Packer anymore. But I wondered, I'm like, is he just this much of a jerk to not be here? Or like, is there something going on? But honestly, I think he's just a jerk. People talk about Aaron Rodgers drama, but can we talk about Brett Favre drama?
For him to actually go to the Vikings, I mean,
he's horrible. It's just like Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith is Brett Favre 2.0, and you can't change my mind. The drama, the Vikings. I mean, come on.
That is the hill I will die on.
Me too, obviously. I think we all know clearly by now that I am not a Zadarius Smith fan. I think he's drama, and I can't stand him, and he's pissy, and don't get me started. Anyways, I feel the same about Brett Favre.
I'm extremely salty because in one of my leagues I actually had like my fantasy team name after Zadarius Smith, and so I have to fix everything now.
I have his jersey, so I also have Preston Smith's jersey, so I think I'm at least glad I got both of those. But yeah, the D Smith one is tucked away in the closet somewhere deep underground.
So my brother said I love drama. It's true. I do love drama, but I do not like being involved in drama. Let's
very fair.
I like talking about drama. I like hearing about drama, but I don't like drama myself. Okay. So we talked about, last year's terrible loss. We talked about family night. And so what do you guys think about special teams? Do we have expectations? I don't.
I mean, they're low, if anything. Like, it can only go up from here,
right? What did we say last week? It can't be worse than last year.
Can't get worse.
Okay, but like you say that, right? And then the world is burning outside and all of this. I mean, I don't think it's going to be worse this year. So let's just make that clear. But we say that. Do
y'all trust Amari Rodgers punt returning? Yes, no.
I don't know how I feel
trust.
about it. Yeah, I did see during the scrimmage at least, like he looked like he was getting the balls cleaner and stuff and making some better moves, but at the same time, that is with a no tackle like thing. So how will it be in a real live game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see it improve to believe it, I guess.
So I've heard that Amari Rodgers has improved, but like you say that about everyone. So I guess we'll see come season time. But I do think, that the way that he returns the balls is going to make more sense this year. I think that he's not just going to be out there and willy-nilly in it like I felt like he was doing last year. I'm like, did you even have a plan for what you were doing? Like, did you even think about it?
In his defense, he's a rookie. He was a rookie that year. So like he's
Yeah.
going to have to learn from that experience now of playing against these grown men and not these college kids, you know.
It was at least twice last year. I want to say he fair caught it, let it hit his body, and roll off. It was at least once at the Kansas game, and I want to say there was at least one more watching it, you know, on the TV somewhere that fair caught.
It was definitely a nail biter anytime the ball was in the air and he had to catch it.
But do we trust anyone else to be back there? I mean, is there anyone else on the team? I mean, I don't want to have because I mean, I think it was Kylan Hill that, you know, his rookie season too. He went back to the punt return and he tried running it out, and I think he broke his knee. I'm not sure what happened to him, but you know, out for the whole rest of the season. Not that I'm saying that I want Amari Rodgers to get hurt. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know if there's another player that I trust so solidly to put back there in, you know, potential danger.
Yeah,
Dobbs. Sure. You know,
I did see that.
I did see Labo just said Dobbs as well. But I did see that they were playing around, you know, with Dobbs back there, and then also Amari Rodgers. So I don't know.
The thing is with Dobbs being back there is if he is going to end up being what everyone is kind of hyping him up to be, I don't want him back there to take those hits.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. I'm like, okay, everybody's talking about how great Dobbs has, you know, been, and that he very likely could be wide receiver 2 because everybody's saying Lazard is going to be 1. I don't know. We don't know until the season is here. But if that's true, obviously we're not going to want Dobbs back there and, you know, taking any hits or putting himself in a position where he could get hurt whenever, you know, he doesn't need to be if it's not him being the wide receiver. So I don't know. I think Amari Rodgers is the safe answer, obviously.
Are you sure it's not Jordan Love?
Yeah, clearly.
Can we get that comment out there? That's pretty
Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. I don't know. What do you guys think about the new coach?
Again, I'm going to have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Bisaccia's been in the NFL since 2002, so like he's got experience. He's done special team coaching. He's done assistant head coach, and obviously we saw him last year with the Raiders having to take over that spot following Gruden and that whole shit show that it was. So I like that he's that guy that is not afraid to step up to the plate and like do what needs to get done. He got them to the playoffs and stuff. So he's got some potential. The only thing that kind of holds me back and makes me a little bit more hesitant is his past special teams haven't been ranked very high. So again, we can only, I feel like, go up from last, but
yeah, I think anything's better than 32. I'd take 31 over that.
I'm hoping for the best for this guy. Like I liked how his players got behind him. They were thinking about him to continue being head coach. Like he's got some skill, so hopefully he can use it.
I definitely think as far as coaching style, you know, he is more intense than Mo Drayton was. So I think that, you know, the players, when they do something wrong, they're going to know that they did something wrong instead of, oh, we're improving, and they're not improving. I think that he's going to make it clear, like, why did you do that? That was dumb as shit that you did that.
Yeah, make people take ownership.
And, you know, and so I think he's going to make them think about what they're actually doing instead of just going out there and being like, whatever. So, you know, I think that just comes with the intensity of his coaching, if you will. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think that maybe the intensity of his coaching makes him more respected or respectable by the players, or, you know, I don't know. But I guess time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely have PTSD from Mo Drayton saying when it was addressed, you know, what are you going to do about it? Oh, come postseason, we'll be fine. Smooth sailing.
And we were not fine.
No, it just progressively got worse.
Just a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Not for firing coaches mid-season, but I would have been very happy to see him go. I think anyone could have done a better job. I just, you know, not much to be said except for just stomach ulcers and stress.
Yeah, basically. I always feel so bad like when people get fired from a job. But
Yeah.
it's also like you had to know it was coming, right?
It is
Like,
also a job though. If you aren't performing well in your
right.
job, you're not going to keep it.
I think they call it Black Monday, the Monday after the last game of the year when all the coaches and
Yep.
whoever gets fired. But I will say I feel worse for the day that's coming up soon after all the preseason when they have to get to their final roster.
Yeah.
That's a day that really I feel for the players. I mean, you've given it all your all, and that's I feel for them more than a coach that had 17 games to get their act together and cut it. I mean, just being honest. So
That's somebody's lifelong dream, and you're out there and you're playing with the best of the best. And unfortunately, like, these people are going to have their dreams crushed whenever that happens.
Yeah.
And it does suck. I mean, it sucks when anybody loses a job, but especially to be that close to something that you've dreamt of, your whole life. And then you don't
I
make
mean,
it.
but
So,
if anything, go to practice squad, work hard, get better, and
Yep.
earn your spot the next year. Like
Yep.
have that make you a better person and a better player.
Use that to your advantage all the way.
Yeah, I think it lights a fire under you, but at the same time, I mean, like, you don't want that fire to have to be lit under you,
No.
because
Yeah.
that sucks. That's not a good feeling.
Mm.
So, yeah. I don't know. I hear my son pulling on the door here, so he might be making an appearance. Hi, what are you doing? Would you like to say hi to the people? Okay, come here. Just very quickly, and then you have to go, okay? Okay, here's my child. Say hi.
Hi.
Can you say go pack go?
Go back, go.
That's right. Okay, thank you. We'll see you later.
A true king.
A true,
A true king.
a man of the people. He gave the people what we wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So I guess like we know starters aren't really starting and stuff. So who are some players that you guys would like to actually see and think could do good tomorrow?
Yeah. I want to see the offensive line. I mean, I don't know for sure about that, but I'd like to see what rotations they put out there, see how they can hold up pressure for Mr. Love and just kind of go from there. That's where my eyes are at. Seeing what they can do, because I assume most of the starter offensive linemen should be out there tomorrow.
I think I think, most of us all have the same idea here. We're watching Jordan Love, of course.
You gotta watch him, gotta
Third
see how he
year.
does.
Rodgers, like I said earlier, has been buddying up with him, talking him through some things. We've got to watch him because
Yeah.
I feel like this is the year where we're gonna know, like, is this the future or is this not? I mean, I don't feel like it was fair to make that assumption really last year, so I think this year has to be it.
Yeah. One of the players I was thinking of is just from watching in that family night scrimmage, Tori, and how him and Love were connecting. I mean, he got the deep ball, he ran some routes, and I liked what he was doing, so I'd be interested to watch him. I don't think he's going to make that, the roster all the way, but I could see him being a good practice squad player to come back and hopefully play later. So that's someone that I'm going to at least be watching to see how he does.
I would agree with that. Are there any starters that you guys want to see play in the preseason? Is there anyone that you guys feel like we should see play in the preseason?
I would love to see just the wide receivers. Sammy Watkins, I want to see what he can do and hopefully not get hurt in a play. I would love to see, Dobbs. I mean, I think he does have more potential to play than Lazard, Cobb, and Watkins, but I would love to see how he's going to do. My person I would love to watch was Campbell, of course, he was one of my favorite players to watch this past season.
Mhm.
I went
Okay.
in like I saw we got him from the Cardinals, and I was like, this is just, just some person, like it's whatever. I didn't know like a ton on him, I'll be honest. And then like as I'm watching him throughout the season, I remember like calling my dad and be like, dude, are you watching this guy? Like he's getting to the quarterback like every time. And he just was like a stud for us. And I am very quickly falling in love with him and his play.
He definitely shaped our defense for a while. I try to keep up on who we pick up. He went way under the radar, no idea, and then all of a sudden, same thing on the field. I'm like, who is that? And I'm like, I know all our babies. Like, who is that? And sure enough, I had to look him up and acquired him midsummer, and the rest was history. So to touch on our defense, Rashawn Gary.
Yes.
I love his smile. I think that is my favorite thing about him. He looks like a big teddy bear, but just that smile when he just looks so happy.
I think when we talk about starters that we want to see play, I immediately go to our defense. Like, of course,
I'm very excited for the defense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love our defense so much. I think all of them are amazing. And I know this sounds so cheesy right now, but like I love our defense. Obviously, we don't know what our receivers are going to be like, so that would be exciting to see, get a preview of, and kind of know what we're in for the season. But honestly, I'm excited to hopefully see some of our defense starters. I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but Jair is coming back off of an injury, and I would love nothing more than to see Jair obviously play.
Get some reps in.
Devondre, and like Tori said, Campbell was one of my most favorite players to watch last year. I was so nervous when I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to extend him? He was amazing.
Oh my God, I was so nervous.
Our defense is nothing without him anymore. Like, so I was so happy when they did sign him. But when I think of starters I want to see play, it's all defensive players. I don't care who you put out there on the defense as a starter. I just want to see them. Like,
for the first time in God knows how long of my life, I'm actually saying I'm excited to see the Packers defense this year. Like, that is something I thought I would never say. It's been such a difficult thing that we've had going for us. So I'm very excited about this year because of that, for sure.
I will say, do y'all think defense is going to be top 10, top 5? Where do you think we're going to rank at?
I would say at least top 10.
I would say top 10. I don't know about top 5, but I definitely want to say top 10. And then I think that's going to also help us because of the whole, Devontae Adams. Hopefully that means Rodgers not putting up as many points. He won't have to.
Yeah.
So it'll help us out in the whole entire game.
Yeah. I could say I'm going to put my bet in at top 7. So
I like that spot.
Yeah. I would say I would love to be able to confidently say top 5, but
again, it's the Packers defense, so
yeah.
I mean, obviously, you guys asked me who my favorite Packers player was growing up, and it was Clay Matthews. So, like, obviously, I've always had a thing for defensive players. I love it. So, I'm still excited about the defense for sure. So yeah, that's how I feel there. But I love, Emily, that you went even above us and said top 7. I think that's a great spot. It's hopeful. I would love that. So hopefully we see that this season.
I saw something on Twitter that was like, is Packers defense that good, or do the receivers just that bad? And I'm like, I don't want to think about that yet. Like, we're good. We're that good. We are that good.
Oh yes, that's what you want. You don't want to think about the receivers being that bad. Who was it? Obviously, it was Jair the other day. He's smoking everyone out there, and he was like, "Dobbs can't be so confident yet until he goes up against me because I'm the best." And I'm like, I love that. I love that that you're the best, and I love the confidence. I'm like, it just makes you even better, I think, because like you have to prove that you are the best because you run your mouth and you say that you are, and he is, obviously, in my opinion. We all know how
I think a top player in any position in any sport has to be cocky to some extent, and they can come off as an ass to some extent. Think of like Larry Bird and how he was in basketball, a very top player, and he would go up in your face and say, I'm going to score X amount of points in this amount of time, and then do it. So
Yeah.
I think definitely those guys with that kind of attitude, I love to see it as long as they can back it up.
Yeah, have to be able to back it up. So I think our defense is going to be good. I'm confident about them and their abilities, and we'll see where we get us. But yeah, hopefully, like that y'all said about with not having to put up as much points, not having to try to get back. Defense let them score. Okay, then we got to score again. And I know for the longest time it's always been like if we can get the ball first, if we can score, got to stay on their toes, and that's when it starts to go the opposite way. It's when I'm like, yeah, the defense is going to stress me out.
Yeah. We don't want that because obviously our offense is probably going to be a little bit stressful this year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just have it together on the defense, please.
Yeah. We've always said as long as it's a close game, that's all, don't want to get blown out like we did in the Saints last year.
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
I knew exactly where that was going. Whenever you said I want to get blown out, I was like, here we go.
I actually just like blocked that whole game out of my mind. I remember sitting there in Buffalo Wild Wings like, can we leave? Like, I am pissed.
I was crying. I swear, I was pouring my eyes out crying because I'm like, we went through all this drama on the off season for what? I said I cannot have another season like this. So yeah, I cried. But I honestly think it's because of where we played. If we would have played here in Dallas, like Jerry Jones said that he would be more than welcome to have him here, we would have won that game. I think it was just the climate and the humidity out there. So.
Yeah. It was pain. Anyways, we said we would answer some questions tonight as they came in. So which game are you most interested in this year? And what about your least interested? I think, we did kind of touch on this last week, but that's okay if you weren't here with us. We'll just go ahead and answer that again. But I think all of us actually have the same answer. So either one of you want to say it?
I'll actually go with a different answer.
Ooh, spicy.
Yes. So one of the games I'm most excited to see us play is against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bills are going to be a Super Bowl contender this year in the AFC. And like they have been, Allen's been on people's radars for the past couple of years. So I think with that top offense going against what Emily is hoping is a top 7 defense, I'm really hoping that will kind of show us how we could compete in the playoffs and give me a better understanding about how we will do.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I love to watch the Bills play football. First of all, anybody that knows me knows that I am probably the biggest Chiefs hater that you could ever meet. And I think that's just because I grew up in Kansas City and as a Packers fan, and people are haters to me because I'm a Packers fan. But anyways, I love to watch the Bills play. Josh Allen is extremely exciting. That game where, they were in overtime and the Chiefs ended up winning, that was painful for me as much as like if I were an actual Bills fan sitting out there watching them. But I would have hated to watch the Bills versus the Bengals because obviously if you know me, I love the Bengals too. So I love Joey B. I love Jamar Chase. That would have been painful for me to have to watch because I really do like, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. So I don't know. I guess I'm glad that the Chiefs won, and then I got to watch Joe Burrow beat the Chiefs. But yeah. So Chad, the game that I'm most interested in this year, Emily, if you've changed your answer too, you can tell me. But the Cowboys, because it'll be interesting to see Mike McCarthy come back to Lambeau, especially. I don't think it would. I mean, it still would have some meaning to it, if they went to Dallas, but I think it has way more meaning that they're going to Lambeau, and Mike McCarthy was here for so long. And the Vikings is also another game that I'm really interested in because of Zadarius Smith, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
go ahead,
Dallas. Sorry, Dallas also excited for that game. We're going to that game, and I think it'll be good, and especially from being around here, seeing all the Cowboy fans. And but least interested is kind of an interesting question.
I know mine. I know mine easy. My least
Really?
interest. Oh yeah, my least interested game is the last game against the Lions.
Lions.
Yes, that
and
was
it's
going to be my answer.
It's the end of the year game.
Get the
Because like
starters.
I'm very hopeful that we'll already be in the playoffs.
Clinched.
So like we won't need to really play a lot of our starters, I'm hoping.
Right.
I don't know if we'll have the 1 seed necessarily this year. So we might have to work to actually, try a little bit harder and get better seeding. But it's that last game against the Lions. It's just going to be a boring one.
It's either that or the Dolphins.
Ooh, that's true.
I want to see the Dolphins because I want to see Tyreek Hill and Tua.
Oh my gosh. The most accurate quarterback he's ever played with.
Yes.
Pain.
I can drop all the hot takes from all these players that moved around.
I'm very excited to see how many interceptions we can get from just underthrowing Tyreek Hill trying to go deep. Just have everyone sit like 40 yards out and like we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
for it. It'll be a little bit of a fight, but
Yeah, that obviously is going to be interesting, but I don't know. It's still boring to me. I mean, it's still the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Like one player is not going to make the whole team be that much better. Like, is he going to be Greg Jennings out there and carry the team on his back or what?
Oh my gosh. We should take a shot for every time we mention an ex-Packers player in a negative light.
I wouldn't be mad about it. I'm always down for shots.
Ooh, is this all together, or do we all get to fight together, or is this individual?
Yeah, is this as a team or individually? First of all, I fight Todd all the time.
I say, first off, I feel confident I could kick anyone's ass. So
hell yeah.
I have this like probably like way too high confidence in myself when it comes to fighting others.
It's the height.
It is. It's because I'm fucking huge. Like I can't help it.
I'm 5'1" and I still feel that way. Like, I don't care. I'll be like, you're way up here, but I'll still do it. Ask my brother. My brother, growing up with 2 brothers, obviously Nick, that everybody knows, is my older brother, but we fought all the time. Like it was WWE in our house nonstop. I'm like, I don't care who you are, I'll kill you.
I'll watch y'all fight and I'll cry in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, first of all, Emily is like, I'm not fighting anyone because
Emily's like, I'm just gonna like sit back.
Respectfully, I'm gonna go cry.
And then Tori and I are gonna have to sit here for 10 minutes after the show and be like, Emily, are you okay?
I'm like, Emily, come on, like it's fine.
Just close your eyes and pretend it's not happening.
It's because Haley's a mom. I don't have that mom love in me.
It's true, but I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't have the energy for this. But yeah, no, I mean anyone, like maybe except Aaron and Sam because they kill people on the internet. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to fight them. They're girls. Why can't they be fighting with us? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Girls versus boys. Is that what we're doing? Game on Wisconsin style?
I'll fight a guy. I don't care.
I don't care either. I'll kill them all anyways. Even though Jimmy thinks he's some fighter. I hope Jimmy's watching. He's probably not. He's probably taking care of Todd's kids right now.
Oh my God.
Okay. We have extended our stay for the day.
Yeah, sorry about it.
Sorry. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in to what we call Green and Gorgeous. Tori, myself, Emily, you can follow all of us on Twitter. We also have our podcast Twitter as well. It's green__gorgeous. We are also on Instagram, and you can catch us here every Thursday at 7 p.m. live. If you miss us, you can catch us on any form of podcast listening thing that you may have available. So we will see you next Thursday. Girls, do you have anything else to say?
Yes, happy birthday, Packers.
All right, Emily, sing us out.
Good night.
You said you were going to do it. You can't go back now.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. But thank you guys for watching and looking forward to the game tomorrow and seeing how that turns out. And this is fun.
Oh yeah, as
All right.
always, go Pack, go.
Go
All
back,
right,
go.
we'll see you guys next week.